Well, I sounded a story last, I think 3-4 days back, that Ruben Amorim is so much interested in Victor Osimhen over his former player that he managed at Sporting Lisbon, that he is Victor Gyökeres. And ever since then, we've gone ahead to see to it that very many stories have gone ahead to actually come up showing that United is interested into Victor Osimhen, and looks like it came in through from a credible source. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're totally watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. After Dorgu went ahead to obviously get an injury, get a red card yesterday, a lot has been really put out to see to it that we really give him comfort and really get to know that what he did is not what will obviously keep him out for really hitting his prime at the club of Manchester United. So that's exactly what you're really getting in through from the side of Manchester United. Ruben Amorim had to obviously speak out, and he defended his player, and the same applies to one of the goal scorers yesterday who goes by names of Matas de Ligt. He came up and obviously did the needful. And you know what we are at. We need to hit 21,000 subscribers. So please continue to subscribe. How do you subscribe? Lower right bottom corner is the place to be. Smash the black button that has the word subscribe. After smashing it, hit the notification bell. That will enable you get notified every time I upload a video on this beautiful channel of ours. Now, let's start it off with a story coming in through, I think this is one of the credible sources that I've gone ahead obviously see in the recent past, obviously giving us news after news. And they've told us that Man United are starting an offer of 40 million euros plus Rasmus Hojlund for services of Victor Osimhen in this summer. Now, if you ever tell me this is Classio Mercato, they come in from Italy. Now, there is no doubt that Victor Osimhen is a better center forward than Rasmus Hojlund as per now. Victor Osimhen, I think, is clocking 26, 27 years of age. The experience he has gone ahead obviously have is really immense, and he's a proven striker, and we all know it that he's one of those strikers that even Erik ten Hag wanted, but by the time Erik ten Hag wanted him, Napoli wanted 120 million euros, and United could only offer like 85 90 million euros, and that's when he obviously went ahead obviously extended his contract with Napoli, but it looks like he is not in good terms with Napoli. That's why they went ahead obviously loan him to a side called Galatasaray, because they were not at par with the manager who goes by the names of Antonio Conte. Now, United are like, we can get you 40 million euros and Rasmus Hojlund, but I think Napoli will 100% accept this deal. But I think this is really very bad, and offering Rasmus Hojlund for like 35 million euros, I think it's really very bad. And this is a player that you would keep around at the club of Manchester United and see to it that you can get more out of him. All else, if you bring in Victor Osimhen, spend money and loan this guy to another team, such that he hits the ground running and you can get back the amount of money, 72 million pounds. That's what we paid to obviously bring in Rasmus Hojlund. Do you understand? So that is really a very good deal if at all it can go through, but I think Napoli would have gone here to get the best deal, because one thing I know about Rasmus Hojlund, if he gets into a team that really creates chances for him, he can score goals. United can get rid of him right now when he's 21, 22. He goes to Napoli, plays 3 seasons there, hits the ground running, and they can get 100 million euros from this player. You understand? So I think Ineos shouldn't act in a frustrated way. As I've already told you, I like Victor Osimhen at Manchester United, but I think if you've let Marcus Rashford go and you haven't gone ahead to replace him, Anthony has left and there is no replacement, that means among the forwards that you have, there is no one you should let go, because Joshua Zirkzee has shown us that he's good when he's playing behind the striker in the previous 3 games, you've gone ahead to see to it that he has gone ahead to put in good performances into that position. So that means you're left with one centre forward. For me, Chido Obi Martin is still a work in progress. You understand? And he's a player that you cannot obviously come in here and pile a lot of pressure onto him. So I would obviously want to see Victor Osimhen come to Manchester United. Let's pay cash, because £65 million, those are peanuts for Manchester United. You know, if you need a striker, money will be there to obviously get that kind of player in, because it's on a record that United has been spending close to £150 million per summer transfer window in the recently concluded 3 transfer windows. So if you have to spend 65, you bring in Kenda for like, is it £60 million? Get in Victor Osimhen for 65. That is 125, meaning that we'll be having a balance of like 25-35 to spend. And remember, on that money, we are selling a home best player known as Marcus Rashford, £45 million, meaning that you can sign a 6-year contract with Victor Osimhen and get off £10 million. You pay it to Napoli, get off 10, pay it to Sporting Lisbon, and you give those 2 players 6-year contracts, meaning that every year we'll be paying £10 million, meaning that every quarter will obviously go in for £3.3 million. I think that will obviously work out very well for the club of Manchester United. Get in Victor Osimhen, keep Rasmus Hojlund here. After keeping him here, do the needful and get him what we call a striker who is a senior, who will obviously act as his understudy, because this guy needs a striker to learn from. He came at Manchester United, we had no experienced striker, and he was the main striker at the age of 20. So that has also gone ahead obviously affect his career as a player. So if you know, that's how things are supposed to obviously go on as planned. So that is what the side of Man United is planning. But before this story came in through of Victor Osimhen, we got a story coming in through from Samuel Lucas saying that Man United coaches are losing patience with Rasmus Hojlund amid his 16-game goal drought. However, United sources maintain staff are encouraging Hojlund during sessions. Now, these are stories that are really being put out to say to it that we shift the blame from the owners to the players. And that's why I told you that I'm not blaming any player anymore, not until the season comes to an end, because all I know is these players have put in their best, and to blame a striker when you are not obviously giving him chances, you are doing what we call the ridiculous act. You are really trying to shift the blame. You understand? And what are other centre forwards doing? Is Joshua Zirkzee netting him goals? No. Is Garnacho scoring goals? No. Most of our forwards are not really doing well. So, yet, for him to obviously score goals, he needs chances, and he needs other forwards to obviously be set in full flow, and they are not yet in full flow. So for me, I don't want to criticize Rasmus Hojlund, because he came in through at Manchester United, very young, coming in from Atalanta, and I tell you, it is hard for him to obviously come up and really get back to where he was last season, because last season chances were there and he was scoring goals. You understand? And by the way, it's only 6 goals that were created by his teammates. The 10 goals, he went ahead to make some good runs and went ahead to obviously do the needful. So for me, I'm like, what we should do for Rasmus Hojlund is simple. Keep him around, get Osimhen in, let him be an understudy for Victor Osimhen, because we've gone ahead obviously get a very huge load of work and put it onto the shoulders of a 21-year-old who is not yet proven in anywhere. That is it. Then Matthias de Ligt, we all know to it that Patrick Dorgu was sent off yesterday around the 43rd minute, though went ahead to win that game of football. De Ligt has come out and obviously has something to say about the send-off of Patrick Dorgu. He said, I think everybody has had these evenings before, and I think the first goal was a little bit unlucky. It was a miscommunication and past several of these moments. So I think he shouldn't worry about that. That's what the Ligt is telling Dorgu. Then he said, and then the red card, also a little bit unlucky, but for the rest, he played a good first half. He was really energetic and had some good runs in behind. So he will learn from this. So I believe that Dorgu went ahead, obviously have a very good game, apart from that red card and that miscommunication in between him and Andre Onana. But I see progress onto that side because I know to it that we have a player who can obviously defend very well, and even when he reaches the final third, he has a beautiful cross that he obviously throws in that is really pinpoint, and all you have to do is to see that he continues to average like 5 crosses in a game. Crosses and cutbacks should be on his daily menu each and every time obviously steps onto the field of Manchester United and dons onto that shirt number 13 for Manchester United. Now, there are games that this lad is obviously going to miss. That is Patrick Dorgu. The first one is against Fulham on Sunday. He's not obviously going to be part of that action, meaning that that will be the first game that he'll be out because he's going to be missing 3 games. Then the game of Arsenal, he's obviously going to be out, and the game of Leicester City, he's not going to be part of those 3 encounters. But next week on Thursday, we'll have a chance to obviously have a gaze at him when you're playing Real Sociedad away. And even before you go to the international break, you know, he'll have to play at Old Trafford against Real Sociedad on the 13th of March, meaning that he'll be good to go. So that is Patrick Dorgu for you. Then the manager of Manchester United, that is Ruben Amorim, has also gone ahead and obviously come up with this. I know Dorgu, he doesn't want to hurt. That's the most important thing for me. He made that mistake at the beginning, then he ran a lot. He tried to win balls, he was aggressive, and sometimes you overdo it. So, we all believe that Dorgu's intention was not to injure the player called Hutchinson, but we also to it that it was really very, very, very high, and he couldn't survive a red card. And I was even watching the comment when I was watching that game. The commentator was like, "Why is the VAR taking so long to call the referee to go into the side monitor?" You understand? So I think it was a very big miss, but I know the player is obviously going to be back and doing the needful for the club of Manchester United in the UEFA Europa League, and we are obviously going to go to the international break, where he's obviously going to go ahead and obviously play for the side of Denmark, and then the rest will be history. So guys, when we return from the international break, he'll be good to go, and we will be playing away at Nottingham Forest, and he'll be one of those that will be into the starting 11 of Manchester United, provided he keeps himself fit. So guys, I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below about one Osimhen Hojlund swap deal. You know, do you really agree with it? Yes or no? For my case, I'm like, get in Osimhen and keep Rasmus Hojlund here. That's what I'm really thinking about, because we cannot bring in Osimhen and obviously go ahead and spend more money to bring in another striker. You understand? Because there are other positions to address. We need like 1 or 2 midfielders. You know, we need Kenda, who is obviously going to be playing as a right wing back. So we need in very many players at the club of Manchester United. So your thoughts onto that are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about the red card of a player called Patrick Dorgu, and how the manager is going to obviously stand in his defense? And the same applies to Matthias de Ligt. We out. Bye bye.